right, let's do this one last time.
Oh man, the energy just seems real for this video. If you guys read the title right, we know what we're going to be talking about here, and that is the alternate costumes in Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales. What kind of alternate costumes could we get, if we get any? Like, we don't even know if we're going to be getting alternate costumes, but what I can tell is if this is just going to be like Marvel Spider-Man and they had 40 costumes, like what are you going to talk about, man? This is on PS5. Of course they're going to give us alternate suits. Now it's just like, what kind of alternate suits do we want? And I mean, I remember seeing a tweet almost like 2 years ago now, and I don't know if it was Insomniac Games or somebody ended up saying something to Insomniac and they were requesting a suit. Now I don't know, maybe it was Miles Morales' suit, but I think they ended up saying like, why would Peter wear his costume? So I'm kind of applying that comment from like 2 years ago kind of into this list, or me rambling on about costumes that I want to see and what we could see. And I do feel like what this would mean if that actually still stays true now, like I would like to know if that is, but it would be like, okay, well, Miles Morales, like how many costumes does he really have? And he doesn't really have that many. Like he has the starting up suit where he kind of ended up using the ultimate comic suit where it was like the red and blue with like these padding things, and it was really interesting, but he only used it for a couple of issues until somebody ended up, I think it was Jessica Drew that gave him the new official suit. I'm not too clear on that, I can't remember. He ended up getting the red and black suit, and then he has the Into the Spider-Verse costume. So it's just like he doesn't really have that many suits as a character. Like I haven't really seen Miles Morales use that many suits, like only the Into the Spider-Verse one, the startup one, and pretty much the one that he's going to be wearing in the video game. Now it just makes you wonder, like, okay, if Insomniac's going to be applying that kind of rule where it's just like, okay, like if Miles Morales like isn't Peter, like he can't wear his costumes, it's kind of like that rule. Now if they're going to be doing that, we're pretty much limited to what we can get with costumes. But then again, guys, I know a lot of people requested stuff from Marvel Spider-Man that we didn't get, and I can name that off right now. We didn't end up getting the black Raimi suit, Alex Ross, TASM 2. There's just so many different alternate costumes, like the Sensational Spider-Man suit, another version of the Scarlet Spider suit. We never got the Spider Carnage costume. That's something that I definitely really wanted. And I think a lot of the other ones, like Identity Crisis suits, a lot of people, that was mixed. A lot of people didn't really want it. Personally, for me, like that's complete garbage. In my opinion, I would never want the Identity Crisis costumes. Like Dusk, like who wants that crap? Like I don't know anybody that would want that. But the Ditko suit is another version of the classic Spider-Man suit that we never ended up getting. So it's just like, could we get some of these Peter Parker suits in the Miles Morales video game? Are we going to be limited to what kind of costumes we're going to be getting? Because what I feel like might happen is, I feel like if Peter Parker is a playable character, and if he ends up playing a big role in Marvel Spider-Man 2 with also the spin-off video game, I do feel like they're still going to add in the Peter Parker costumes, and they might even do like all the suits in Marvel Spider-Man 1 and like import them into Marvel Spider-Man 2. But if they don't end up doing that, I do feel like this time around they might eventually give us the TASM suits. Like that's something that would be very interesting to see. The Sensational one would definitely be one on the bullseye that they definitely have to give us. I really want that one personally. Maybe the Spider-Man 2000 suit, and you know, if Miles Morales came from the Ultimate Comics, maybe they're going to be giving us the Ultimate Spider-Man suit from the PS2 era. Like that, like PS2 Ultimate, oh my god. I think I would die if we ended up getting that. But Spider-Man 2000 is definitely a suit that I would like to see. For Miles Morales, like I do feel like he is really limited, and I know I've said this before, but I feel like if they somehow can incorporate Peter Parker suits into this video game, like I think a lot of people would be happy. I would be very happy, but then again, we already have Marvel Spider-Man 1, so like I'm not really like I feel like what would happen is if you don't get the suit, I don't feel like I would be really disappointed. Like, yeah, like if there's like 30 something suits and half of them are all like customized, like I'm not too sure how I would feel about that. But there's just a lot of costumes that would be very interesting to see and that I want to see. Like I would like to see the Raimi suit make an appearance again, and how like Columbia Pictures' deal, like is that deal going to be applied to the Miles Morales video game? Like are we going to be getting the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 costumes? Because I do feel like Miles Morales' build as a character, like I do feel like that would fit Andrew Garfield as well. So like I feel like those movie suits would definitely work in this video game. But then again, they want to save a lot of costumes for the actual Marvel Spider-Man sequel. So it really makes you wonder, like, okay, like what are we going to be getting here? So a lot of people are still kind of like shocked of like what's happening, and this is still all new as this develops. Like the story, like we don't even know any gameplay, not a lot of details. So, you know, we're pretty much speculating at this point. But a lot of those costumes that we haven't ended up getting, I want to see. If we don't end up getting them, I don't think I'm going to be too mad about it, because, well, this game's literally going to tie us over until like Marvel Spider-Man 2, and they're going to definitely have like the symbiote costume and all of those suits in that video game. So it's just really interesting to see on how they're going to incorporate costumes, if they do incorporate costumes. Maybe they're not going to, but then again, there's one rule breaker that I do want to talk about. If Peter Parker can't wear Miles Morales' suit, or Miles Morales can't wear Peter Parker's suit, then it's just like, okay, well, why can Miguel O'Hara, like, why can Peter Parker wear Miguel O'Hara's suit? You know, that's something that needs to be said. So that kind of just breaks all the rules, and it's just like, oh, well, you know, it doesn't really matter. Well, technically it would matter if we're literally applying characters to this, but then again, I don't want to be too picky about it. But also Ben Reilly, like, why is Peter Parker in Ben Reilly's suit? Like, he's a clone. He shouldn't really be doing it. I don't know, man. Like, I don't have the answers. I'm just telling you. I don't have the answers, man. I'm just telling you what I would like to see. Like, honestly, I want to see battle damage stuff happen. Like, I honestly want to see that. Like, if we don't get battle damage stuff, like, I don't know what to tell you, because I definitely know that when they ended up making Marvel Spider-Man 1, we didn't really get that. So to see battle damaged costumes in the second one, like you could turn it off or on, like that would be amazing. But anyways, guys, what's your thoughts on alternate suits that you want to see? Like, I'm mind blown from like just talking about it, because we literally just got a video game that had just all of those amazing suits, and now we're getting another one with potentially maybe more with DLC. Like, we don't even know. And that's the video, guys. Like, it's crazy. I don't even know what to think. Like, the hype is real. But if you guys like the speculation stuff where I'm literally rambling on about what I want to see and talk about, and if you also want to see more news video on the video game, do make sure to subscribe, like, share, and turn your notifications on so you and your friends are all up to date with the latest content. But anyways, as always, guys, peace out.
See ya.